Hello, hello, hello. So, for those who don't know me, my name is Ntsakisi, and this is Hubby Dearest. His name is Isaiah, and we are the Onibayos. And last time in my video, I spoke about the things, the difference between Canada and South Africa. But now I invited my husband, to talk about what he likes about Canada. Because my husband was born in Nigeria and he relocated to South Africa and now he lives in Canada. So he has a lot of, distinction between South Africa from his perspective, and my own perspective. Maybe there are some things that I've missed out. So, Hubby, talk.
All right. Firstly, I want to say thank you for joining us and like our video and shares. So, the things that I love about Canada is number one. When I came into Canada, I came in like on the 29th. So by 31, we went to the bank and all of that. And the man at the bank told us that because it was December, so there is a lot of snow. So the man advised us that we should never stay home.
Yes,
we will not
get
used to the
true.
Snow. So he gave us the advice that we should be walking in the snow and all that. And we went to get our boots in Rideau Mall, get everything, get our jackets and all of that so that we can be able to walk in the snow. Then as well, this first day we go to the bank to open our bank account was the first day we were issued a credit card. But the thing is just that we didn't get the credit card that same day because they said they are going to send it to our home just to confirm that we are living in that address. So, but the first day they've already approved for credit card of $1,000, which is about 10,000 rand in South Africa.
Yes.
And I really love that because Canada did not want you to come to Canada and become a liability to them or to anyone. They want you to live a free life. And even the people that you would think they are on asylum in Canada, as soon as they accepted that as an asylum holder, they will have their own credit card. They will be able to open a bank account and all of that. But in my own country, in South Africa, it's not like that because even asylum holder cannot even open an account because they will tell you you are not qualified to open an account and all of that. And I keep on telling my wife, it's not everybody that is in South Africa that really want to live in South Africa. So many people see South Africa as a way of, okay, it's the better place in Africa that at least the embassy are still looking at people. Let me just settle there, but by the time I settle there, I want to move out of the country. Keeping
Yeah,
people,
they use it as a passage.
Exit to
like a
other
passage
part of the
to
world.
other parts of the world.
So, but the immigration of South Africa, you keeping them there doing nothing is not helping the government of South Africa. It's not helping even themselves.
Hold on. I want to ask you about, I want to add about the bank account. Okay. Normally in South Africa, when you go to the bank to open your bank account, they will ask you where you are working. Yeah. They want to, you must have a payslip. Payslip is very important in South Africa. Green ID is no longer green now. We have a card now. ID is very important. You must have your ID. You must have all those things before you open a bank account. When we went to open our bank account here, they wanted to see, are you legal in the country? Do you have a permit? We fortunately, my husband and I, we landed the first day we came. Like, we were landed immigrants. And we will explain that another time, with the difference between the people that have not landed and the people that have landed. They just ask us, are you legal? We show them our legal permit, our cards. That's all. Even before you start work, already they've given you the card, they've given you even the credit card, of an equivalent of $1,000. And when you just arrived in Canada, 1,000 is a lot of money.
A lot of money, yeah.
It was a lot of money.
Like, really?
And we like, yo, wow, it was a wow for us. So that's another thing. That's another good thing. I want you to talk about the green ID.
All right, okay. So that reminds me. Thank you for reminding me. In South Africa, even when I finished my study looking for a job and all that, some people will tell you specifically in your resume. We call it CV in South Africa, but in Canada we call it resume. So in your CV, they will ask you, do you have a green ID? But in Canada, there's nothing like green ID. Are you qualified to live in the country? Do you have your social security number? If you have your social security number, you are covered.
That's it.
They will
That's
give you
it. There's
anywhere
no...
you want to work. They are going to give you a job. You will work because you have legal paper. And in Canada, I've never seen any immigration standing on the road and say, "Where's your paper?" It's not done, because before you came in, they've already done their own work before they accepted you to come into the country. So it's not like the ones we do in Africa that immigration will be running around the street and say, "Where's your paper? Where's your whatever?"
Like,
they don't do that in Canada. Nobody has time for all that. All that in Canada.
The social security number. Once you have the social security number, wherever you go,
everything.
that's the one. Like, and it's not like an ID. A social security number, it's secret. You don't even like discuss it with people.
Yeah.
Your number, you don't give it anyhow. You know, like in South Africa, you give your ID to everybody. Like here, once you have a social security number, the employer will employ you. They won't ask you for a lot of things. So there are distinctions. There are people who do their job. Isn't it, honey? People do their job. If they are not immigration, they will not ask you for anything. Unless if you are wanted or you are a fugitive or whatever the case may be.
Commit any offense. That is when immigration can ask you which permit or whatever are you using. But if you are okay, you didn't commit any offense and all of that, you don't have any problem with anybody. So
exactly.
Be going on your own, do your own things, and everybody will be moving. Life goes on.
Yes, exactly. You know, another thing, it's the ability to walk around like freely. Yeah, we lived in Cape Town before we came here, and obviously I love Cape Town. I always say I love Cape Town. But one of the things that I never liked is the fact that you can be robbed. And you know, those like not serious crime, you know, that those petty crimes that, you know, fortunately our car was not locked, but if it was locked, because we just used to park our car, and that time it wasn't locked. They went into our car, and at that time we drove a Mercedes-Benz. You can't do anything with a Mercedes-Benz. Everything is computerized, it's automated. If it is not like you have not started the car, you can't do anything. You know, they started to search the car. I don't know what they were looking for, because people don't walk around with money even in South Africa. You know, but here you don't have to watch your back to see like who can rob you or whatever the case may. One thing that surprised me was they recycle phones. So if your phone is old, nobody would buy it. Like seriously, unless if it is old new. Like now, you know what you can sell is an for Samsung. We use Samsung. We like Samsung. My husband used to like iPhone. We'll talk about that some other time. But you know, one thing I love is the fact that when the phone is old, you know, there's a place where you drop it. It's like a dustbin of some sort where somebody will pick it. You know, in South Africa, it's not like that. You will still sell maybe S6, S7, S8, and somebody will still buy it. Here, it's not like that. And also, I want you to speak about other things like appliances.
Also, you can trade in your phone, your old phone, to get a new one.
Of course.
You get a discount, no matter how old it is the phone. You know, if you take it to the company, if it is Samsung and it's their product, even if it is 5 years, they will give you a discount to say, okay, we are taking this. So maybe we reduce $200 from you or whatever. So to get a new phone so that you can upgrade. So that is another thing. Then you said you want me to talk about
furniture, appliances, things that people like will put outside, and you pick if you want.
Okay, you know, another thing I'm going to talk about, like she said, is you know, the furniture and all my appliances and all that. You know, in South Africa, even when you want to buy those things, it's very, very expensive. But here nobody cares, because if you buy it new today, you may use it for 1 year, maybe somebody else is moving in and all that. The landlord will just take it out. I don't want this, I want new one for the tenant because it's very cheap. And I could remember very well when we came in, you know, we left South Africa with driving a Mercedes-Benz good car and all of that, sell all our old stuff and moving into Canada. I could remember the first pot we bought, one gas electronic pot.
Yes, electrical pot, yes.
So it's the only pot that we have to cook rice, to cook soup, to cook everything. When my wife finished cooking this one, we pour it somewhere,
And
you know,
they use
we
another
start
one.
life afresh as if, you know, we are just, you know, you are new in the land. And
Of
well, we really
course.
want to thank God because
Yes.
it's a good experience. So, talking about the home appliances, they are very, very cheap because I could remember them when we want to buy a furniture, we go to the shop and the man said it's $1,500. I remember $1,500. You remember the leather?
Yeah, the
store we want
leather,
to buy?
yes,
So
yeah.
he said it's 1,500 and 1,500 is like 15,000 in South Africa. If you
Yeah,
want to
it was
calculate.
because when we arrived, actually the Canadian dollar was 1:10. It's just that because of, you know, one thing or the other, you know, it's now 1:12 they buy. But you know, when you look at the furniture, and you know, leather, whatever, it's like they regulate everything. Like it's not as expensive. Like like real leather sofas, like in South Africa, you must have like 50,000 for you to be able to buy like real leather sofas.
That's like about
But
$5,000.
yes, exactly. So you know, things are not very, very expensive, and people are just willing to give things away. Like you can even go to a second-hand shop to buy stuff, and if you go to a second-hand shop, you don't get beat up like things. You can get things that somebody bought, use it for 2 months, decided that, oh, Canada is not for me, leave Canada, and you know, all those things are fading you. Once it's all beaten up or whatever, they put it outside. If you want, you pick it. If you don't want, whatever. So when I was like, when we first came, we were surprised. You know, people are putting fridges outside or washing machines or microwave, nice bed, nice sofas, and they don't sell them. They just put them out, you know, for people to. I know, sweetheart. I know. So, you know, those things, you know, coming from the background of Africa, you like, yo, wow, you know, it's just another life altogether. It's different from what we know, you know, from Africa as a whole. But we wanted to share this. If you have not watched our first video where we spoke about, you know, South Africa versus Canada, I did that on my own. So I told my husband, you need to be in this one, you know, because he was so excited about the fact that, you know, things are so different the way they treat people. The last thing that I want to say is that you really you know, get asylum seekers even here in Canada, and when you get them, they treat them like the permanent residence holders.
So special.
You know, they are even special, like more than us who landed. And I'll talk about the landed immigrants. The landed immigrants, it's whether you came on permanent residency or you came on other sort of like, you know, a legal thing, you know, and they welcomed you into the country, like in the legal means. Like the asylum seekers are like, you know, treated so good, you know, more than all that. And you know, they are treated like permanent residence holder. They help them to settle them. Sometimes they even give them houses. You know, they've got access to medical stuff and all that. They are, you know, they can study, they can work, you know, they really settle them. So what Canada really focuses on, and I just pray that Africa will learn from Canada, what they focus on is that they don't want people to commit crime. So they want, when people come to the country, all of them are registered. I wish that, you know, our immigration minister will hear this, because when you register people free of charge, you can be able to charge them for crime. But when they are not registered, where are you gonna get them? I mean, because that's the main thing.
Apart from the registration, even the bank are losing a lot of money because without documenting them, they can't open an account and they can't do businesses with the bank to make more turnover and all that. So the bank in Africa are losing in non-registered people that come into their country because there's no way for them to have a bank account. There's no way for them to build a credit history. There's no way for them to do anything in that country because they are no registered.
Yes. So you perpetrate crime, you push people into crime. And I'm not, you know, I'm saying this, you know, sober-minded. like this, because if you register them, some of them will go to school, some of them will study. You know, it's not all the people who come from other nations coming into South Africa who wants to do bad business. You know, we see a lot of people who are professors, university lecturers, and all that. So it's not all bad and gloom. You know, it's not like that. It is, you know, we need to see. Anyway, we can't speak for government, but we wanted to say that one thing that I love about Canada is that their people are registered, like they are on the system. Because now, how are you going to regulate things for people? You know, my husband was already registered with the South African Pharmacy Council, but you know, Green ID was the one that was a barrier.
People jump everywhere. You got a post, I was like, oh God, what am I doing?
What are we, you know?
I went to school, I studied, so where is this job? But
exactly.
The Green ID was a real barrier.
You know?
So,
and if you have a Green ID, okay, so he got like legal and everything and all that. Even when you have a Green ID, so when you are a PR holder in South Africa, your Green ID will say non-South African. So if you are non-South Africans, those who are hiring in government will know they will hire a South African before a non-South African. And I don't blame them for that, because Canada also do the same thing. They hire Canadians, then they, you know, citizens, then they hire the people with PR, and then they hire other people. But you know, there are companies out there that can be able to hire that are not government, like non-governmental. What are they doing with an ID? If somebody is able to do the job, and you know, somebody is in a scarce profession. But anyway, we have to pause it like this because our video is very, very long and we have spoken a lot. So please like our video.
And make sure you subscribe and share. God bless you.
You subscribe and you share. The Lord bless you. We are the Oni Bios, and next time we will discuss something else. So let's see your comment on the comment box about this that we have discussed today. But these are the things that we are seeing on a daily basis, and we just said, you know, we're going to share, because most people ask a lot of questions, like you're not even able to answer everybody. You know, some people want to relocate to Canada from South Africa, or some people have moved from Nigeria to South Africa, then they are now in Canada, you know, or they moved from Nigeria, they're in South Africa, now they are saying, okay, I'm in South Africa, but I want to, you know, exit and move outside of the country. And it's good to move outside of the country. We'll talk about that some other time. Okay, so like our video, share, subscribe. Thank you. We are out.